Hello and welcome. This is going to be my video of a Forge World and Games Workshop sort of catalogue 2017, specifically for The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'm not into The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, but I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to make a video on this, and it's a learning experience. I want to have a look at this catalogue and go through it with you. And if you're already into The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings miniatures by Games Workshop and Forge World, you may well get something out of it. And if not, it might be interesting anyway. So it's not a Warhammer Wednesday video or anything like that. It's just like an extra video. I've been trying to put out a video every day for the last 2 weeks, and in a way this is the start of the third week of a video every day. I'm sort of getting a glimpse behind the curtain of the really big YouTubers that produce a video every day. I mean, I don't know whether they actually produce one every day or whether they produce a batch of them in one day, but they're all heavily edited. I'm just a guy that has something in front of the camera and talks about it with sort of not a huge amount of editing involved, but obviously they are in front of the camera and they have lots of other different content to edit and implement and all the rest. I don't want to dwell on that too much. I've got enough content at the moment where I could put out a video every day for the remainder of the month to get a whole month's worth of content, which is 30 videos. It's quite a big chunk, quite a big percentage. One thing I also wanted to mention was that I will be going to the Forge World Open Day on 13th of August. I've never been to one. Hold my hand up. Never been to one, so I don't know what it's going to entail. One thing I will be doing obviously is taking lots of footage, pictures, video, and putting it on the channel. I don't know whether you can still get the tickets, but they're £12.50 each. It's on the 13th of August, so if you see me, stop me and say hi, as always. I don't know what model, if there are even going to be any models that you're going to be able to sort of buy straight away. I was originally thinking maybe it would be the Custodes Terminators, but they may well be released before then. In a way though, there's only sort of 4 more weekends of Forge World releases. That's if they choose to release something in those next 4 weeks. So it could be those Terminators, it could be the chance of purchasing the man himself, Constantine Valdor, the right hand of the Emperor, his most trusted guardian, the Primarch in all but name. So maybe he will be available. Maybe the Custodes gunship will be available. Maybe there'll be the Sakaran tank with the big Punisher. Who knows? Well, Forge World knows, but you know, could be any one of those things, really. Hopefully it is one of those things at least. And it'll give me a chance to record some footage of the exhibit, because I took a load of pictures last time. I took about 800, 900 pictures. But then people started taking video. So I guess that's the thing now. And this time I've got a chance of recording it in 4K, which I will do. So, and it will give you guys a chance of seeing the exhibits and the sort of museum for the headquarters of Games Workshop and Forge World in Nottingham. So that's that over with. I'll just move that out of the way. Let's now have a look at this this catalogue. So this is all sort of new to me. Here we've got The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there are prices anywhere. I've just had a quick sort of flick through. Doesn't look like they're in the catalogue, which is a bit disappointing because you'd just expect them to be. Anyway, so you've got this set for The Hobbit. You get a book and then the motion picture trilogy there and back again. And then you've got the Lord of the Rings source books, Kingdoms of Men, Free Peoples, Mordor, Moria and Angmar, and Desolator of the North, Smaug, or Smorg, however you want to call it. I call it Smaug. 2.4 kilograms, and he's 21 centimetres, and the base is 9.2 inches or 23 centimetres. Lovely model though, really nice model. Bilbo at the bottom. The Iron Hills, so I think this is Forge World. The model's on the page exclusively for Forge World. So you got some Iron Dwarfs, Iron Dwarf Ballista, Dane, Ironfoot, Lord of the Iron Hills, Erebor Reclaimed, you got Oakenshield, Balin the Dwarf. You got like a selection of the dwarfs really, including Poldark. Thranduil's Halls. Don't you just love Tolkien for all of his excellent words that he's made up? Thranduil, King of Mirkwood, Legolas. Lovely models. More Mirkwood. Mirkwood Elves. Barrels out of Bond. So cool that they just made... I mean, do they even have a place in the game? Probably not. But they look so cool, having all the dwarves in the barrels. Oh yeah, Radagast the Brown on the sleigh with all the hares. Oh no, Great Eagle, Bjorn and Bear. Gwaihir, Great Eagles. Garrison of Dale. Girion, the Lord of Dale. Warriors of Dale. Army of Thror. So Thror, the last king under the mountain. Thrain, young Oakenshield, young Dwalin, young Balin. They're so well detailed to their faces in the films. Army of Laketown, that looks so cool. Bard the Bowman. Stephen Fry, Master of Laketown. Alfred the Counsellor. Survivors of Laketown, so you can get a Laketown house. Kit contains 54 components which construct Laketown house with options for jetties, a rowing boat, signs. That's awesome. Really is cool. Why couldn't you use that in sort of like your Age of Sigmar or even 40k? This is a thing I think I really wish sort of Games Workshop and Forge World would make more sort of civilian structures, like parts of a hive city or something like that, because that is awesome. And then you can get a multi-pack with 3 of them. More Laketown sort of militia and things. Goblin Town. And the trolls, the 3 trolls from Hobbit. And you get Gollum and Bilbo. Azog's Legion, which isn't in the Hobbit. This is the thing. The films, both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, sometimes they don't have the characters in, like Tom Bombadil, and sometimes they just create a character, like the White Orc that pursues them. It really pays to definitely read the books and watch the films. Sauron the Necromancer, he looks really cool. Could have him in a Necron army, surely. And I do like the wargs, or wargs. Minas Tirith. So these have got to be Games Workshop. Got to be. From way back. When I mean way back, I mean sort of 13 years ago. Rohan. They do the horses so well, don't they? Fiefdoms. Then the Warriors of the Dead. Nice to know how they get that ghost effect. Maybe that Nylak oxide would work out for them. Eregion and Rivendell. Good old Elrond. Lothlorien and Mirkwood. Galadriel. The Shire. So you've even got some little hobbits there. Hobbit militia, which again, in the book, not in the film. Durin's folk. And then the Wanderers in the Wild. There we go, look, Tom Bombadil and Goldberry. Lovely. Even with his yellow wellies, look. And you got some Ents. I always like the Sylvaneth, whatever they're called. You know, the tree elves or whatever. Am I allowed to call them that? I don't know. I always like those trees a bit better than these, but Fellowship of the Ring. So again, nice collection of models. And Angmar. Dead Marshes, Shades, Barrow Whites, which again you don't see in the film. Shelob. You just get a little wrapped up Frodo. Moria, so you get some wild wargs. And the Balrog, such an epic model. I remember when Games Workshop first released that. That was so cool. Such an impressive model. Dweller in the Dark. And Cave Drake. And then just a dragon. Watcher in the Water. There we go, there's the winged Nazgul. Oh, epic model when that came out. Really incredible. I'd have one just in my Chaos Army for Warhammer or Age of Sigmar. I think they're just incredible models. And then the Lord Sauron. And all the Witch Kings and some Mordor orcs. It's quite topical because I think in a month or two the War of Mordor game comes out on PlayStation, Xbox, things like that. I really like is it Shadow of Mordor? I really like that game. That game came out, I think, almost 3 years ago now. And that was excellent. Where you sort of capture orcs, bend them to your will, and then sort of try and defeat Sauron from within, using his own orc commanders and things. I think that was excellent. I'm looking forward to the next one. To get Morgul Knights, some more trolls, Great Beast, Isengard, you get Saruman, and then you get the Uruk-hai, the Berserkers. Just looking at these, I really want to go watch Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Really do. And the Warmamuk. Such an incredible model when that came out. It was huge too. This was back in the day when the biggest model around was like the Thunderhawk was out, but it was the old one. And there was the Warhound Titan. The Mars pattern had sort of just been announced, but there wasn't a Reaver or Warlord or Stormbird or anything like that. So one of the biggest models out there, way before sort of Imperial Knights, which only came out sort of 2-3 years ago now. Eastern Kingdoms, or the Easterlings, and then the Dark Denizens of Mirkwood, giant bats and Mirkwood spiders, giant spiders. Ugh. And then you've got some ruins of Osgiliath. And finally, you've got the showpiece of them all, which is the ruined watchtower of Amon Sul, or Weathertop, I think they call it, which is just a great centerpiece. I mean, I'd love to have it. I don't think I could paint it nearly as good as that. I'll probably just spray it a dark colour and then try and sort of spray it Xandri dust or something like that, and then wash it, and then sort of go ahead and dry brush it, put some mud and things in places, tone it down. Yeah, that'd be a good project, but then what would you do with it? Would you have sort of like jewels with your Primarchs, or would you have, you know, it's a cool little centerpiece. You know, you could put a couple of nice models in that. Or if you're into, you know, Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, you just reenact the, you know, Aragorn and the Hobbits and the Nazgul. So you could have it that way. So yeah, well, that was an interesting journey, there and back again. That was my look at Catalogue for 2017. They did have a display and a bit of a exhibit at Warhammer Fest for all the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings models. Forge World are making models for the Hobbit game still, and I think they will be making more. So if you're really into that game, or you're really into the models, you know, keep an eye out. There might be something that you're really after that they will probably release. And if not, just send them an email and request it, possibly. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.